How's everybody today? This is again Philip from PD Lights. I'm here with my train. I'm gonna go over this really kind of slow because I don't have any plans for it. I started with plans, it didn't work, so I redesigned it 3 or 4 times. And it's not actually stood up yet, but I have it on the ground. Here we go. We got like the wheel right here. As you can see, it's the octagon shape again. Rectangles and octagons are the magic shapes for all of this, okay? And you can just kind of going over it on the ground. You can see down here in the bottom on the wheels what I have again, a T, and I have this coming down, and I have the pipe going across. That is my water line. It's going to be off the ground that high. And in the front, as you see, I've gone through and I've made some 90s. Goes up, kind of like a wheel well, I guess you'd say. Then again, I have 2 smaller wheels in front. Okay, then I have the front here. The very front of the train is still a work in progress, but I do have the stack built. Now, that's all 3/4 inch. This here, the outer ones are 1 inch, the middle's 1.5, and all the cross braces are 1.5. So you buy little bushing adapters to go into all the T's. And as you can see, I got a T. It goes up. This T right here, yeah, this is a city T, and it's going where it's facing outward. The train will rest on that. Okay, and then I have another T going across here. That's structural. Then I had the octagon, sort of an octagon. You're going to notice, if you look at it really close, it's not an octagon. It's kind of funny shaped. It's a smoke ring, okay? So perfection is not option here for me. And then, of course, they've got different bows in them and whatever. That's to make it look more like smoke at night. This is the actual frame the train is going to rest on. Now, I've got 3 poles here. The way I stand everything up, poles. Let's get this way. You see, you drive them in the ground, and then I have this tie wire for the antenna. Like I say, I got a bunch of that for free, and that's 3 of them. The frame will rest against that. Then the train will go on to the city T's here, be held up. Now, I tried to build this all out of 3/4 inch, and I wound up going a bigger pipe. The 1.5 just didn't meet my needs, so I went to 2 inch. 2 inch is going to really be, more than I need. If you look at where the smokestacks are up there, I have an area that I'm going to wind up drilling a hole somewhere. I'm going to run my white lights on this and blue lights on the frame of that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the excess amount of white into the tube, and I can run a regular extension cord up and down this here, and all of them, and feed them out the 1.5 inch. I've done measured it work, and so I can come out to the bottom with regular extension cords, which are much cheaper than an SPT2 wire. Then I can plug them up to the controller out here, because with the wheels are going to have 8 channels on the back, 4 channels on each of the front. So it's going to be they're going to share 4 channels, and basically it's going to be 1 at the top, 2 at 3 o'clock, 3 at 6 o'clock, and 4 at 9 o'clock. And then on the front wheel, it's going to be rotated 90 degrees, so they won't be the same. They'll always be in a continuous rotation. Then I'm going to have, so that uses 4 channels. This uses 8 channels, and there's 2 more channels on the smokestacks, okay? Then I'm going to have 2 headlights that go up front here. I'm going to have 2 channels for that. Each headlight, actually, they're going to be hooked together, so I'm going to have a high beam and a low beam for each one. And they're DC controlled lights, very low amperage. So there will be an additional, that if you add up all the channels right there and you start looking at it, I'm at 17 or so. I didn't add it up perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and add like a little window or something in there. But on the edge and the bottom of the wheels here, I'm going to put little lines of white light. It's going to be separate. I'm just going to use mini bulbs, and I'm going to have a piece of PV. I'm going to cut this right here, right in this area here. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put a T. I'm going to put a T in here, actually in this one and in the front one, and I'm going to do it in the back as well. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to add the PVC. Each one's going to have its own strand of mini lights, and that's going to be like it running down the track. And it may not have the effect that I want with just the engine, but when I get the coal car and the passenger car and the caboose done, I'll have 4 cars, and it's going to, if you see, I'm going to have to walk over here in the yard so I could show you. This is going to extend right here. You can see here is the road. The house sits 70 feet off the road, actually 72.5 feet. And you can see those trees back there. Okay, that is 93 feet roughly to the front one, and the back one I think it's there's like 12 feet behind them. I don't know, it's like 110 feet total. That's where that's going to stop. So it's going to make a long stretch. All right, when I get farther along, I'll make some more footage and show you what's going on.